MySQL. MySQL. And now, when you gain access to this WordPress application, it will interview question. When you gain access to this WordPress application, what should happen? This WordPress should communicate with the database in another database. Try change. No, I'll answer this a bit later. Okay. Yeah. So online team, let's continue. We are discussing Linux concepts. Oh, sorry. Am I audible? Team? Can you hear me? Online candidates, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. No one's talking that loud. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue, friends. So yesterday we discussed some basic Linux concepts, and in the session today, we continue with the Linux discussions. Kapote koncham deep ellavandi. Okay, today till now the time is 4:12. I'll take the class till 5:30, exactly 5:30, 5:35, where we're going to explore a bunch of very good concepts. Okay, so all we need is a Linux server. Console.cloud.google.com. Let's go to this page and let me log in here. And then what we do, free Linux server just clicking on this square box. And there we go. A free Linux server gets assigned to us, and they're all good to go. So just drag it up, and you find a black screen here, which is nothing but a free Linux server. Shouldn't take much time. Yeah. Yeah, friends, and there we go. We got connected, and now ls command. I just want to find what is present here. So what is this here? A shell script LND. What is it? It's a file or a folder? It's a file or a directory? It's a directory.
It's a directory, sir.
Yeah, and rest of all these SH, cloud shell.txt, even these are files. Okay, files of different types. Green lo kanipistunnani shell scripts. This one is a normal plain text document. Okay. So if you want to read a file, what you do? Asli file name undi chudalante cat command script let's say 4.sh. File lo emundo chudalante cat command. File lo మనం data add chestam kabatti if you want to add more data you say nano and you add data or edit the file, right? But coming to a folder, how to get into a folder? cd command, right? cd to shell scripts, issue ls command, you find a lot of files. Folder is different files, sir. A folder is nothing but it hosts a lot of files. A file hosts data. That's the difference things called. Okay. So don't ever say that here nano shell scripts and matra it's a folder which is not where we are not adding any data. We create a folder and add files, not the data. Okay. So now let's say touch command. What is touch command? To create empty files. Okay, touch command and say my name prashant.txt. Yes, what happened? A file got created by the name prashant.txt. Right now, yeah, friends, touch command, and here I'd say career bridge 1.100.txt. What happens? 100 files, career bridge 1.txt, 2.txt, 3.txt, like that. 100 files, ivanni kuda empty files, no data in them, right? All those files are empty files. Now, let me do one thing. I just want to hide this for a minute. Yeah, just a second, friends. Now, what I do is now, friends, now tell me, out of all these files, career bridge 1 till 100, I have added some data in one of the files. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న hundreds of files, ఒక్క file లో మాత్రం data add చేస్తాను. Now, I want you to identify which file is that. Which files here do hold data, which files do not. So how do we get the content? ఏం చేద్దాం ఇప్పుడు cat command career bridge 1.txt no data. Cat command career bridge 2.txt no data. ఇట్లా వెళ్దామా till 100. What happens?
Sir, we can do DFF and SH and we can check the in which file there is memory. So if there is a memory in one file, you can check
df
it.
hyphen
SH.
sh. That is it.
Yes, sir. We can check the memory of each file. Like that.
చూడండి ఏమవుతుంది df hyphen sh. It's not giving us any information. So in this case, friends, don't worry. Just simply say ls command ఏంటండి. It just lists out all the content. Now just simply say ls command ki minus l option add చేయండి. ls space minus l. Now what happens is every file, ఇవన్నీ కూడా last column లో వస్తున్నటువంటి file names. Prior to that, every file has some information preceded. So now what is this information? Now let's say prashant.txt. ఈ ముందు చూసారా ఈ information అంతా ఏంటి? This is called as a metadata. And in this metadata, you see, now here, friends, the last column is prashant.txt. And prior to that, I'm finding February 16, 10:45. What does this mean? Timestamp when the file was created. And the server ఎక్కడో ఏఎస్లో ఎక్కడో రన్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఈ సర్వర్ టైం ఏంటంటే Friday 16 February 2024 10:48 in the system. So now prashant.txt was created on Feb 16 10:45. And అంతకు ముందు ఒక జీరో ఉంది చూసారా. What is that zero? Size of the file. Okay, how many bytes of data present in the file? Zero. And it empty file. Like a career bit shouldn't be. How many files are empty now? Can we distinguish real quick? Cat ls minus l command. Shouldn't. Now tell me career bit 100, 10, 11, 12, one empty. All these are empty. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Let's scroll down, 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 down. All are empty except 70, 77. 77 has 12 bytes of data. What is the data? Should I land it? Now go with the, let's say cat career bridge 77.txt. And then we got some data. ls minus l command issue yesterday. You get metadata about the metadata and data about data is nothing but metadata. When this file was created, how many bytes of data created? Who created the file? You can support and I am connected as a user by the name support. My email address is support@gmail.com. So that's where I got my name, username as support. So it says you created this file, you are the owner support. The second time support ended, it's a group name. We'll discuss about that later. Okay, there is a group name. Followed, preceded by that again, you can number one. What is this number one? What is this number one means? It's an entry point or it's a link, how to connect to that file. There's only one link to access this file. Okay, I have a room on the room look enter there's only one door, right? So similar to that. Now you can read this file with only one approach. And then multiple rooms and multiple doors and we find we can enter into that room through multiple doors. Okay? So like that. Next, you can like whatever you're finding here, RWX, R dash dash, R dash dash. What are these? These are the file permissions. Who should access the file? You know, what sort of permissions should they have? We are adding them. But the very first character has a very special meaning. What is it? The first character, which is file permission. It's the file type. What sort of file is it? Right. So now ls minus l have a difference for all these files, scripts, regular files, and it dash can be right at the beginning. But coming to shell scripts, if you observe the very first character is the meaning, it's a directory. It's not a file. Yeah, it's a directory, but it's not a file. And there are different file types in Linux, which you can distinguish by looking at that first character. A first character can come, let's say, if it's beginning with a dash, it's a normal file. If the very first character is D, it's a directory. If it's with the letter L, it's a link file. Next step. If you find S, it's a socket file. If it's with P, letter P, it's a named pipe. Right? If it's with letter B, it's a block device file. And if you see letter C, it's a special file. So these are all the different file types available in Linux. Okay? Normal files, directories, links, socket files, named pipes, block devices, and these are the different categories of files available in Linux. అయితే మనకి ఇక్కడ if you know these two, that is DevOps journey. We know what is the directory, what's the file. Next, where do we find these files? Where are these different file types? You can simply go by saying cd to root directory, cd to root, and now, and if you say ls, ఇక్కడ కొన్ని directories ఉన్నాయి కదా. Let's get into one directory called dev, cd to a dev directory. And if you issue ls complete కనిపించట్లేదు, sorry. Yeah, fine. So if it is dev directory, ఇక్కడ మీరు చూడండి ఇవన్నీ blue color, yellow color లో కనిపిస్తాయి కదా. What are these files? If you want to find it, just issue ls minus l. Now see the first character coming with letter C. అంటే what is C? Special files and device related files. అంటే ఇవన్నీ కూడా dev అనే డైరెక్టరీ Linux లో it is for devices. So ఇవన్నీ device related files. But likewise, if you scroll up a bit, we find block device files too. ఇక్కడ మీకు పైకి వెళ్తే చూడండి. These are all B, letter B, and these are all block device related files. Likewise, if you go to root directory, again, root directory value, let's say there is a directory called run. Right? Let's cd into that, cd space run, ls minus l. It's used at docker.sock. What is that file? It's beginning with letter S. What does S mean? Socket file. It's a socket file. Docker socket. There are different file types on Linux, but don't worry, we mostly deal with regular files and directories. That's it. Okay. Hardly at times we deal with links. And the three things the Chalman, first of all, are not required. Okay, so when you're writing a command ls minus l, you're getting to know what is the who is the owner of that file, when the file was created, how many bytes of data present in the file, what are the different file permissions, type of the file, how many links, etc. Right? So now, let me just get rid of everything. This is one of the dangerous command in Linux. rm space minus rf space star. అంటే ఏం లేదండి, మొత్తం ఉన్నదంతా ఎగిరిపోతుంది. ఆ డైరెక్టరీలో ఉన్న డేటా మొత్తం డిలీట్ అయిపోతుంది. No more career bridge 1, 2, 3, 4 till 100. No more shell scripts, no more folders, nothing. Everything got compromised. So production level lo మీరు real time లో యూజ్ చేయకూడదు command. Unless you are 100% aware of మొత్తం మీ మైండ్ అంతా అక్కడ పెట్టి ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ దిస్, then only do that. Otherwise, don't do it, because once you lose data, very difficult to retrieve in Linux. Windows, at least manaki, let's say if you just deleted it, it gets into recycle bin, and from there you can again retrieve it back. But in Linux, things are a bit different. Okay. So yeah, now friends, over here, what I want to discuss is, let's say, touch command, and let's say .neha.txt, touch command .swaroop.txt, mkdir .career bridge, mkdir let's say docker, mkdir .docker. Okay, fine. Fine, friends, all right. So now how many directories and files have we created? 2 files and 2 directories, right? Yeah. Now when we issue ls command, what's happening? Nothing getting displayed. What is the reason? Create chesam kada manu. We created those directories.
Means they are hidden files, sir.
They are the hidden files. In Linux, yes. Dot has a very special meaning. Any file that begins with a dot or any directory that begins with a dot, they are hidden. They're not displayed automatically. మీరు ఈ ls command ఏం చేస్తుందంటే it's trying to look only for the files with regular names. But any file that begins with a dot, if you want to view them, ls minus capital A or small a is also. ls minus capital A, when you hit enter, what happens is, చూడండి ఇక్కడ మనకి different directories ఉన్నాయి. Dot local, dot murali, dot neha.txt, dot profile, dot npm, dot swaroop.txt, and so on and on and on. These are all the different files that are hidden. They're hidden from the workspace. So anytime you want to look into the data, all you got to do is, meaning hidden data, you go with ls space minus a command. Okay, ls minus a. But again, if I say currently I'm in this location, root, in root home, inside home, support. Now if I say cd space dot dot, where do I go? Back, where?
Previous folder, sir.
Slash support. Support nunchi previous.
Parent directory.
Now if I say only cd dot, cd space dot, what happens?
Current directory.
Dot represents the current directory. What you are saying is take me to the same location. So you remain over there on. You necessarily command rasna. You remain in the same exact location because dot represents current working directory. So dot key meanings on any file that begins with a dot, the file is treated as hidden directory. And when you say dot, cd space dot or whatever, you are remained in that same location. Dot represents the current working directory. And it shouldn't be. I'm going with, let's say, I just want to download some content from the internet. Let's say Maven download. How to download things onto a Linux machine? Let's say I want to download the zip file. You can right click chest some, copy link it or something, and then you go back here. And what to do? wget command, and you just add this path, enter. And what happens? That entire zip file got downloaded, right? So now, how to extract the zip file? cvfr xvzfr tar minus xvzf apache maven something, and the entire zip file got extracted. So now see friends, let me remove this file rm apache maven -bin tar cz. So have a look friends. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఫోల్డర్ ఉంది కదండి, ఈ ఫోల్డర్ లో ఉన్న డేటా అంతా నాకు బయటికి రావాలి. I got this folder. If I get into the folder, there is some data. I want to get that data back and have it here. So how we do that? Let's see. There is a command which is cp command. What is cp command? Copy. Let's see what. Let's do it. Let's say touch command new file.txt. If the file ni ikkadiki move cheyali leda copy cheyalanukondi, we have a command which is mv is for move, and ikkada nundi remove chesesi ee apache maven loki push chestam. mv space new file.txt to where? Apache maven 3.9.6. Now the file is moved. It's not available here because it's already moved into this directory. What is copy, by the way? Let's say touch command swaroop.txt. And if I want to copy, and ikkada undali file atlane ee directory lo kuda undali. So then what we do? cp swaroop.txt to Apache maven. And there we go. The file is still present and a copy of it is also made in here. Let's remove for now. Let's say rm swaroop.txt. Now, na requirement student, I want to get all the data from this folder back here. So mv, okay, and Apache maven 3.9.6 / star. What does star mean? Everything mv move antunnamo. And what am I saying is, e particular Apache maven 3.9.6 ane directory lo unna all files, star meaning all the files in that directory, where I want to move to this current location, and current location is identified with a dot. Yeah, dot and insert. Then what happens? All the data inside this folder is now moved to the current location. Now, meaning if you issue ls command, we got the data. Yeah, friends, did we get the data? Yes, we got all that data back to the screen. Yeah, so this way you can do things with them. I mean, if you know the shortcuts, you can direct path type chekunda, what you're doing, you're just simply saying dot, and to that current location, all the data is brought back. Yep. So this is all about dot, the character dot. Any file that begins with a dot, it is treated as a hidden file. To view your hidden files, ls minus capital A, and you get all your data. Right? And every command in Linux has something called a manual page. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ls minus l add చేయాలా minus a add చేయాలా. Yeah, if you want to know what options to include, what should you do? Man space ls enter. ఇక్కడ మీకు ఒక manual page open అవుతుంది, where it gives you all the information of which option to use. So చూడండి ఇక్కడ ls for list directory content. Synopsis అంటే ls కమాండ్ ఎట్లా యూజ్ చేయాలంటే ls అని చెప్పి తర్వాత మీరు ఆప్షన్స్ పెట్టవచ్చు, తర్వాత సమ్ ఫైల్ నేమ్ టు గెట్ సమ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, లేదా జస్ట్ ls అని రన్ చేసినా సరిపోతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ హియర్ సీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ మైనస్ ఏ, minus capital A, minus B, C, D, E, F. This way there are different options available. And these are all the different options available with ls command. Right? So no need to remember all these. What did we learn the other day? Learn enough to self-correct. You don't need to learn everything and by heart everything, because you are using Linux as a tool to start off your journey either into cybersecurity or into DevOps or into some other field. So the area that you're going to learn is more. So don't fill your brains with all these options. Right? And now let's say I'm reading a newspaper, English newspaper, and what happened there? I'm struck with a keyword. Flabbergasted and a keyword on the English paper. A flabbergasted and a keyword. Then what happened there? I'm not getting the meaning. As a paragraph in the game, then what should I do? Jump to a dictionary, pick a dictionary, identify what is flabbergasted meaning, and that's it. Dictionary and you start reading your newspaper. If not, let's say I was with the mindset. Next time నేను డిక్షనరీ న్యూస్ పేపర్ చదివినప్పుడు ఇలాంటి వర్డ్స్ నాకు ఇబ్బంది కలగకూడదు. సో వాట్ ఐ డిడ్ ఈస్ ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ రీడింగ్ ద డిక్షనరీ. ఫస్ట్ ఐ బై హార్ట్ ద ఎంటైర్ డిక్షనరీ, దెన్ ఐ గో టు ద న్యూస్ పేపర్ అని ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ దాట్ వే. దెన్ వాట్ డూ యూ కాల్ మీ? అ ఫూలిష్ గై, ఇజంట్ ఇట్? ఎందుకంటే ఆక్స్ఫర్డ్ డిక్షనరీ ఎంత ఉంటుందండి, ఇంకా పెద్ద పెద్ద డిక్షనరీలు ఎంత ఉంటాయి with millions and millions of words. So if I have to remember all them and then get back to the newspaper, I turn old, right? I said very important. My purpose is totally getting into disaster, right? So that way, when you're learning something, what is your core objective? DevOps avali, either DevOps engineer avali, either big data analyst avali. So for that, what is required? The manual page second kilpo in a Linux machine, they stay forever. Right? So whenever you require, based on your project requirement, you can go and explore these options in the future. So don't waste your energy learning things that you don't want. Right? But we should know paths to explore. And a dictionary usage and at least tells I don't need to remember everything, but I should know. If I were to choose, if I were to search for a letter flabbergasted, dictionary etla untundi asalu. Anni words first initial with A, tarvata A, B, A, C, A, D. A sequence teliste naku I can easily manage to get the word flabbergasted from the dictionary. Right? So antavarakenandi, you don't need to remember everything in a dictionary. Similarly, in Linux, when you're getting troubled, you should know that there is a manual page for every command, how to open it, how to consume it. అంతేకాని అన్ని కమాండ్స్ కి మళ్ళీ మాన్యువల్ పేజెస్ వెళ్ళి అవన్నీ మీరు ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ చేస్తారంటే మీ ఓపిక. Yeah, fine. So now, now friends, we so far discussed about Linux file system attributes. Let's talk about a concept called redirection and what is redirection? What is piping? What is redirection? How many redirections do we have? So online team, Prasanna Kumar, you're muted. Remain on mute. Yeah. What is redirection? What is piping? Yeah. So if we want to redirect the information from one location to another location, that is nothing but redirection. But there are three types of redirections. What are they? Standard input redirection, standard output redirection, and error redirection. In three online: input redirection, output redirection, and error redirection. What are these three lessons? So when you're running some command in a Linux terminal, let's say echo, hello users, welcome to Linux classes and when I hit enter, what happens? This command executes and echo command's responsibility is to print the same line again back. We just enter కొట్టగానే అదే message మరలా మీకు ఇక్కడ screen మీద print అవుతుంది. So whatever the valid command you're writing and you're getting the output of it printed on the screen, that is nothing but standard output. ఈ command కి ఒక valid command రాశారు. ఆ command run అయ్యి అది output ఏమైనా ఇస్తుంది మనకి screen మీద అంటే that is nothing but standard output. So now I don't want the output of that command on the screen, but I want to redirect it elsewhere. A command యొక్క output నాకు screen మీద వద్దండి. I want to write it to somewhere, maybe to another terminal, or maybe to, let's say, another file and so on. Yeah. So highways మేము చూస్తుంటాం కదా మనం. Take diversion. What is take diversion? చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఈ సైన్ బోర్డ్స్ ఈ మూవీస్ వస్తున్నాయో అన్ని పేర్లతో పెట్టేస్తున్నారండి వీళ్ళు మూవీస్. హైవే సైన్స్ ప్రతిదీ ప్రిసైజ్ గా ఒక టైప్ చేయాలి. దరిద్రాల ధైర్యం. So over here, see what's happening. Say there is some congestion at the somewhere. There is a work happening. Now what is given here? Take diversion. Don't go in that road because we are doing some work. Take a B route. Similarly, now what you're doing, you don't want the output onto the screen. You want it to be redirected to elsewhere. Then what you do, you just go with the here, add a redirection, just a redirection operator, and assign it to elsewhere. Like let's say my data.txt. Now what's happening? This output is no longer printed on the screen. The output is redirected, diverted to another location. Right? So if you have a file on the there is already a file by the name my data. What happens? Our file either data, it all gets removed. It all gets removed, and this line of data is written. Well, my data.txt in a file. Now this output is redirected to that file. Our file on the data on the erase. Okay, so now let's see if there is no file, Linux creates a new file and adds the data into that file. Say cat my data.txt. Hello users, welcome to Linux classes. Okay, let's see one more example here. Let's say here, I'm removing everything and rm space minus rm space star. And I'm just simply running a command here, which is a date. Date is a valid command. We are getting the date printed, right? So now instead of that, I want the output of date redirected to, let's say, date.txt. Date.txt lays manaki. But what happens? Linux now creates a file for you, and in that file, that date commands output is written. Sorry. Date commands redirect. Sorry. So ఇక్కడ file ఉంది కదా. If I read that file cat date.txt, ఈ date command యొక్క output ఈ file లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. ఆ file ని read చేస్తే output ఇక్కడ ఉంది. This is nothing but standard output redirection. Okay, and the symbols that we use for this are greater than sign or double greater than. But when to use double greater than? Now let's say here echo. Your name is Neha, right? Your name is Neha. Okay. Echo, and I'm saying Neha, and I want to redirect the information of Neha into a file called student.txt. Enter. What happened? Now the file student.txt is created, and in that file, if I read the file, I find Neha's name. Right now, I want to add other student names to me. Niranjan. Okay, see echo, and I'm saying Niranjan redirect to student.txt. Name అవుతుందంటే Neha ne file erase అయిపోయి, sorry, the name Neha gets erased and Niranjan gets added. But my requirement is Neha's name should be there and Niranjan's name should also be added. Then what we do? Simple, double greater than. Antena? Now what happens? Cat student.txt, we got Neha and Niranjan, both their names presented. So double greater than to append the data, not delete the existing data. Fine. Perfect. Now, what about error redirection? In the standard output. What about error redirection? Now let's say data. Error. Whatever you're finding here is error. Now let's say that error I want to redirect. Data redirected to student.txt. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందండి error redirection అవుతుందా? No, the error is still printed onto the screen only. A error అనేది screen మీద print అవుతుంది. Now, if you want to redirect any error information, then what you got to do is ఇక్కడ మీరు 2 greater than add చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. Number 2 and greater than sign. Once you do so, what happens? Now, the error command not found అనే error ఏదైతే print అయిందో, that error gets added to student.txt. Let's say cat student.txt. అందులో error కనిపిస్తుంది కదా. So this is error redirection. But the question is, when we use error redirection, అసలు ఎక్కడ వాడతాం error redirection? Do you have any use cases? Let me explain. అసలు error redirection అనేది ఎక్కడ వాడతాం అంటే, say friends, some of you or one of you went to an ATM. ఒక ATM కి వెళ్ళారు అమౌంట్ విత్డ్రా చేయడానికి. And when you went to the ATM screen says, sorry, unable to process your request. ATM out of service అని ఉంది. What do? You just come back. Then you went to another ATM. వేరే ATM వెళ్ళేసరికి అది ఒక బ్లూ స్క్రీన్ ఎర్రర్ ఉంటుంది. ఇట్స్ బ్లూ స్క్రీన్ ఎర్రర్ అంటే మీరు చూడగానే మీకు అర్థమైపోయింది ఇట్స్ ఆల్సో అవుట్ ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్. కాకపోతే ఆ బ్లూ స్క్రీన్ ఎర్రర్ ఎట్లా ఉందంటే అనేబుల్ టు కనెక్ట్ టు సర్వర్ let's say 192.168.0.1 with public IP, let's say 55.34.23.41, right? Let's say Tomcat user TC001 has wrong credentials applied, right? So something like this. It's error code. So 404 client error. Some error print. Now, what's happening is whenever you're looking at that huge pile of error information, it's out of service and you're leaving. But there is one guy who knows how to fix that error. You're a technician, what is it? How to connect to that server? Why there is a problem? Why the ATM is not working? And now what he is doing, he is capturing all the valid information. Public IP address of that terminal. Username. అక్కడ ఏమొస్తుంది రాంగ్ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ అంటే రీజన్ ఏంటి సమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది. Now the guy started, వాడికి హ్యాకర్ అనుకుంది. Now the guy started his technique over there. వాడికి some malicious tool తోటి దేంతో he started hitting that server until he cracks the password. ఏమవుతుందండి, the server is going into his control. So thereby, whenever an application throws an error, what happens? Majority of the software companies, they don't want to expose the error onto the screen. They don't want to expose the error onto the screen. They have to hide that error, push that error information into some file. What may logs ఉంటుంది. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఇప్పుడు ATM అవుట్ ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్ అనే మనకు వస్తుంది. ఆ టెక్నీషియన్ వాడు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాడంటే he looks into the back end log files. ఏ ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది, ఎందుకు వచ్చింది అనేది ఆ లాగ్ ఫైల్ లో అతను చెక్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఇస్ ద ఎర్రర్ అండ్ he fixes it. ఎందుకంటే how people enters into our rooms, meaning into a server, means when you are leaving it unattended, what happens? They are more prone to expose to cyber attacks, right? So that's where when you have error information, you should not leave that error information on the screen. You have to redirect it. So what I did is, friends, I'll show you some quick example here. Let me just go to my GitHub repository. So mostly Sunday I'll teach you Git shell scripting. Okay. So over here, it's this one. Yeah. So over here, I have written some shell script and go to shell scripts, ls command. That's 7.sh. Oh, 9 script 10 now. I'm not sure of. Somewhere I've written a script where 10 script 11, no, script 12, no, script 13. Yeah, I'm very good at forgetting things. Yeah, this one. Let's see. No. I think is this the one? Yeah. Yeah, this is the one, friends. Okay. Script 13.sh. Okay, just have a look and make a actual example. Dot forward slash script 13.sh and then run just say here asked please enter your name. I'm entering my name for sure. Enter your desired username. Let's say Kumar. Designation DevOps. Shell type forward slash bin bash. What happened here? I got a message saying, congratulations, you have successfully created your user account. Now there is one more user who wants to create a user account, and he is also running the script. Please enter your name. His name is also Prashant. Desired username is Kumar. Right? Designation, he is, let's say, cyber security expert. And now shell type, let's say, is saying forward slash bin bash. Now here, this user is getting an information like already a server low. Okay, user unnadu. His name is also Prashant. And now this guy is a cyber security expert. Now he got to know that there is already a user present. So now he want to do something damage to this machine. And with the help of that account, he want to profit. Now already he want to get connected with that user and he want to do something bad in this machine. What already reason tells why his account is not getting created. Now he started hitting the server with a different password combinations to log in as that. So thereby, once damage is done to this machine, who is going to get caught? I'm the one who is going to get caught because everything that second guy is doing under my account. So when a client is running some script, if there is some error, or any application for that matter, when there are some errors being generated, those errors we have to hide them, don't expose them to the end users. Second, in HS, let me just go to the script once. Nano script 13.sh. And here, what I do is this command is throwing some error when executed. So all I do is here 2 greater than, and I just say error.log some file creators. Control auto save, control X. Now let's again run the script 13.sh. Enter your name, Prashant. Enter your desired username, let's say Kumar, and again, let's say cyber security, and forward slash bin bash. Now what's happening here? One game message was sorry, unable to process your request. Please contact admin Ante. Earlier, what happened? He got a message like already user already present and వచ్చింది. Sorry, unable కూడా వచ్చింది. అంటే ఇదివరకు అయితే అతనికి ఎర్రర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తెలుస్తుంది అలాగే సారీ మెసేజ్ కూడా వస్తుంది. But now he's getting only exclusively a sorry message. What is the reason why his account is not created? He's not having any clue. Now, as a system admin, now what I do is I'll search for a file by the name error.log. And if I look into the error.log, now I get to know what is the reason why that account is not created. So this is the use with the error redirection. Getting it in online candidates, are we following? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, friends, what is error redirection? You can easily ignore, but you should know what is the functionality associated with them. Okay, so this is all about error redirection and output redirection. I think DevOps likely uses. Let's say, where do we use all this information? Or where do we use these concepts? Say, friends, just have a look here. Docker run -- name C1 minus IT, sorry, minus P minus capital P, Nginx continues. What happens? A container Nginx is getting created. Okay, so some container is getting created. container got created. Again, I'm running a command. Let's say C2. Next C3. Next C4. Next, finally C5. Total 5 Nginx containers created. Likewise, Docker run dash dash name. Let's remove the name path. I just simply say Docker run -d minus capital P HTTPD. Some HTTPD image gets downloaded and a container gets created. Okay, again, one more time. Once again. So now, friends, have a look. Docker PS -a అంటే మీకు a huge pile of containers which are created with Nginx and HTTP. Now you are given a task. I want a file. In that file, there should be only Nginx container information added. I want a file in which there should be only HTTPD container details added. Brain చేస్తారు. Yeah, what to do, friends? So Docker PS -a command కి మీరు greater than sign add చేసి, let's say containers.txt అన్నారు. What's happening? All the output of this command with containers of Nginx as well as HTTPD getting redirected, right? All the information is redirected into the file. But what is our requirement? We want only Nginx data, or we want only HTTP data in 2 different files. Right? So this is where, friends, we got a concept called piping concept. This is a concept piping concept with which we can filter out the data. What is piping again? The definition goes this way. The output of one command is served as input to another. Piping is all about the output of one command is served as input to another command. And చూడండి things here. How to explain this? Yeah, let me create a file. Let's say nano and file 1.txt. And here I'm going to add some data, like say Linux and shell, Git and GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform, right? And let's say Prometheus, Grafana, and Python, and Nexus, SolarCube. A bunch of tools I added here. Control O to save, Control X to exit. So let's read the file cat -n file 1.txt. Any tools ఉన్నాయండి ఇక్కడ? 13. Now I want to get only the last 3 tools printed. 11, 12, 13 మాత్రమే కావాలి నాకు. I don't want everything. Then what to do? Cat -n file 1.txt. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఒక vertical bar add చేస్తారు, which is nothing but a pipe. And here you say tail -3. Then what happens? All the 13, this command, it prints 13 lines. All those 13 lines are given as input to this command. And that command, what it does? Out of those 13, it prints only the last 3 lines. 11, 12, 13. Now, I want only the first 3 lines. Then what? Head -3. And what happens? We get only the first 3 lines. Now I want only 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then what to do? Easy. Head -10 on them. How many we get now? First 10 lines వస్తున్నాయి కదా. So ఇప్పుడు ఈ కమాండ్ అంతటిని ఒక ఫుల్ కమాండ్ లా ట్రీట్ చేయాలి. There's one single command. ఆ కమాండ్ నుంచి నాకు లాస్ట్ 3 lines, sorry, last 5 lines కావాలి. Just treat this entire thing as one single command which gives you 10 lines. Now out of these 10 lines, I want only 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And what to do? For that entire command, add again a pipe and say tail -7. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి 13 lines వెళ్తున్నాయి. ఈ 13 లో 10 మాత్రమే ఈ కమాండ్ వెళ్తుంది. ఆ 10 లో మరలా మీరు ఏమంటున్నారు? I want only the last. In the 10, again get me 5, and you're getting only 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can use information this way. Now, I want all this information written to a file. I want the output written to a file, not print on the screen. You put a redirection. Just add a greater than sign and say redirect it to, let's say, my data.txt, something. No, please. So redirect, and the information is redirected. Okay. Now the same way I want Docker ps -a command lo unna data lo I want all Nginx in one location, all HTTPD into another. Now tell me. Docker ps -a అని చెప్పి ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ పైప్ యాడ్ చేసి సారీ గ్రెప్ కమాండ్ వెరీ గుడ్. ఇంకా మీరు ఎట్లా చెప్తారేమో అనుకున్నాను నేను. టైల్ మైనస్ 1 2 3 4 5 కాబట్టి టైల్ -5 అంటారేమో. Even that works though. Even that works. But now, see friends, ఇక్కడ HTTPD ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ Nginx ఉన్నాయి. Let's say after that again there are some more containers. Let's say docker run minus capital P. Let's say again HTTPD. Okay. Docker run minus capital P minus D HTTPD. Marla HTTPD creates. Now if I go with the docker ps -a, we got these many containers available. Now, to print only Nginx, to print only HTTPD, what we do? We go with grep command. There is a command grep. Docker ps -a and చెప్పి మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు? Add grep command and say Nginx. Why am I getting no response? Nginx ఉన్నవన్నీ మనకి డిస్ప్లే అవ్వాలి కదండి. Why am I not getting any response? I have to give after pipe కదా వచ్చింది. ఇది పైప్ తర్వాత కదా, ఇది పైప్ తర్వాత కదా రప్పించాం. Case sensitive, very good. Case sensitive. It's looking exactly for n in uppercase, right? So that is where. If you type Nginx, now what happens? You get all. Linux is case sensitive, right? మరి మనకు తెలియచ్చు తెలియకపోవచ్చు whether it is in lower case or upper case. Let's say I'm typing this one, but the result is something else. Maybe camel case or lower case, we don't. In such a case, you can go with here grep space -i for ignore the case sensitive nature, and you're getting the response. Now you can easily redirect this information to, let's say, Nginx containers.txt. Nginx containers.txt. Likewise, docker ps -a grep -i, let's say HTTPD here, and let's redirect all the information to httpd.txt. Yep. If తర్వాత ఏం చేస్తామంటే, let's see cat httpd.txt. ఈ కంటైనర్ IDs మనం Python script లో పెట్టి what we do, we delete. If we want to delete only HTTPD containers, we write a Python script, and in that script we add all these IDs. And then what happens? The script runs and it deletes all the containers. I think if the last, when we discuss about Docker Python automation, then you get it. So this is what, friends. This is how we have a concept called redirection and piping. Real-timely concept చాలా సార్లు యూజ్ చేస్తామండి మనం. Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform, multiple locations we get this redirection concept and piping. 3 types of redirections we completed only 2. Standard output and standard error. But what about input redirection? Input redirection ante enti? See, when we are reading a file cat new file.txt, I'm getting the file read, right? Now actually what's happening here is cat a new file.txt lo unna data it's getting or it's given as input to this cat command. A new file on the data anta kuda, what is happening? The input is redirected to cat command. Thereby cat is printing that onto the screen. So by default, every file that you read, what's happening there, there's already an input redirection happening. Okay? So input redirection not that important, but these are the 3 types of redirections that we have. Okay. Now, friends, I want to get rid of all the files that are with the .sh extension here. What to do? Let's delete all the files that are with dot sh extension. Yep, then what should we do? Yeah, what should we do, friends? RM
Regular
command remove. RM command. RM is fine. Remove. RM is fine. Then what do I? RM space star dot sh enter సరిపోతుందా? What does this command do? So we are discussing a concept called wildcard characters. So star here meaning here, the file name should be anything, but the file name should have an extension .sh. Okay. A file name ఏదైనా అవ్వను, career bridge .sh అవ్వచ్చు, neha .sh అవ్వచ్చు, లేదా స్వరూప్ .sh అవ్వచ్చు. Whatever the file name is, star meaning 0 or more characters. But I'm saying that file, I want to delete all the files here which have an extension .sh. Okay. So now మన confirmation కోసం మనం ఏం చేద్దాం ఇక్కడ -v యాడ్ చేద్దాం. What is -v here? Acknowledgement. Linux should give me an acknowledgement back what it is doing, what files is it deleting. So such shouldn't be. Once I hit enter, what is it saying? Which files is it deleting? Removed scr1.sh, 2.sh. ఇక్కడ delete అయిన ప్రతి file కూడా it has an extension .sh. Right? Now let me again create some files here. If you shouldn't ls command, we got only some files present. Now again I'm creating a bunch of files here. Let's say touch command script, and here one dot script one dot 200 dot sh. Touch command, let's say a script, excuse me, b script, and so on. Now we got a lot of files present here, right? Chala files ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు మీరు I want to delete only the files a script, only files where what's it, the very first letter is a script and then extension .sh. I want to delete only the files, only those files, not everything. అదే మనం ఇక్కడ rm space star.sh అంటే ఏమవుతుందండి? All the scripts, a script, b script, c script, whatever the files we got, everything gets removed. But now I want to delete only the files that got with a script keyword. మీరు ఏం చేయొచ్చు అంటే here just go ahead and say rm space a star అంటే ఏమవుతుంది? What is a star? Any file that begins with letter A and should end with .sh. In between, whatever the file name is, I'm not bothering about it. A star and a file, it should begin with letter A, and .sh meaning it should end with .sh. So now if we hit enter, what happens? Well, an acknowledgement rm space -v. What happened? We removing all the files that begin with letter A and have a .sh extension. So all the files a script.sh are removed. Likewise, now I want to remove all the files that should have script as the keyword. A file name either but I want to delete only the file which has a single digit within it. Script 1, script 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. B script 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 only. C script 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 only. Only those files I want to delete, not everything. So now you tell me, what should I do? rm space అన్ని కాదండి, only let's say b script 2.sh delete అయిపోవాలి. Likewise script 1.sh, 2.sh ఒక సింగిల్ డిజిట్ ఉన్నవి మాత్రమే delete అవ్వాలి, not everything. Then what should we do? rm space here you say star, okay, question mark .sh, or you can simply say ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ స్టార్ అని చెప్పండి, స్క్రిప్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్ .sh ఉన్నా సరిపోతుంది. అంటే ఏ స్క్రిప్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు, బి స్క్రిప్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్. ఆఫ్టర్ స్క్రిప్ట్ there should be, I added only one question mark. Question mark takes only one character. Question mark takes exactly one character. That might be a letter, or that might be a digit, or that might be a special character, whatever it is. ఒక్క క్యారెక్టర్ ఆ స్క్రిప్ట్ తర్వాత ఒకటే క్యారెక్టర్ ఉండాలి. Yeah. So now let's ensure -v and see. A files delete అవుతున్నాయండి. B script 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Script 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rest of all the files are still available. So this is one more wildcard character, question mark. It takes exactly one character, right? Now, over here, there are a lot of files where I want to delete all the files where the second character is either A, E, I, O, U. First letter ఇదేనా అవ్వనివ్వండి, RM minus V. నాకు first letter ఇదేనా అవ్వచ్చు. So I'm saying first letter is a question mark. Next, second letter వచ్చేసి A అవ్వాలి లేదా E, I, O, U. What are A, E, I, O, U? English vowels, right? A, E, I, O, U, I ఉండాలి. After that, my file name should be anything. .sh కాదు. .sh కాదు, like let's say .pdf కానీ .txt కానీ, whatever it is. Once we hit enter, now what happens? Let's see what happens. A files delete అవుతాయండి. Containers. So first letter ఏదైనా అన్నాం కదా. So C, first letter వచ్చేసి C. Second letter చూడండి, second letter ఖచ్చితంగా AEIOU లో ఒకటి అయి ఉంటుంది. File, new file, template. Right? All these files are matching that pattern and only they are removed. First letter ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు అన్నాము, అందుకే C, F, N, N, T. But second letter should be an English vowel, so thereby C, O, I, E, E, E. Only those files are removed. తర్వాత మనం ఫైల్ నేమ్ ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు అన్నాం, స్టార్ అన్నాం కదా. The file name should be anything after that. Third letter నుంచి మీ ఫైల్ ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు. .txt ఉండొచ్చు, .pdf ఉండొచ్చు, whatever it is. So these files are matching their pattern and they are all. Now friends, my requirement is first letter ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు, second letter మాత్రం AEIOU కాకూడదండి. Except AEIOU, second letter should be anything. Then what to do? Yep, then what to do? Let's say here I'm creating a new file. Let's say touch command. Let's create a file here. Let's say let's go with maven.txt. Touch command jenkins.txt. So now my requirement here is I want to delete all the files where the first character should be anything, second character should not be AEIOU. Mala third character నుంచి whatever the file name is, I want to delete all of it. So ఏం లేదండి, ఇక్కడ మీరు just what you do is here, just add an exclamation. First character ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు, second character మాత్రం AEIOU కాకూడదు. Second character should not be AEIOU. And from the third character, whatever the file name is, I don't care. Okay, so once we hit enter, what happened? The scripts suddenly delete అయిపోయి, because the second letter is not AEIOU కదా. ఈ files లో second letter, it's not A, not B, not E, not I, not O, not U. And we are left with only these files, Jenkins and Maven. Why? Jenkins, the second letter is E, and Maven, the second letter is E. Okay, so these are the wildcard characters in Linux. What are they? Star, 0 or more characters, question mark, exactly one character, square bracket, a sequence of characters, an exclamation to negate the value in square brackets. Yeah, team, online candidates, any questions? Are we following?
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Naresh.
Flags అంటే ఏంది?
ఏదండి flag is nothing but an additional option that you're including. Let's say RM space minus V. That minus V, we call it as a flag or an option. Okay. Yeah. What else, friends? Getting bored? Yeah. So what we do is today I'll talk to the management once and I'll provide you with some assignments, okay, for you to practice. And మీరు commands వింటూ ఉంటే you find it boring too, because how to practice, when to use these commands, you don't have an idea right away. Right? So that's where we prepared some assignments for you. We'll ask the management to share them with you so that you can go through those assignments and practice. Okay? Assignments, create a folder. then what you do, you got to identify a valid command to create a folder, create a file, add some data. I assignment lo meeku ichindanu, but you what say consume those commands and get them done. So when you practice more, you find what say yourself more comfortable with these concepts. Okay. So let's not put much pressure on you. Fine. So what we do is we'll stop it for today. Continue tomorrow. Tomorrow's class, I'll talk about file permissions, and then we'll discuss about how to install things and remove things in Linux. Yeah. And finally, Sunday, we'll talk about some shell scripting concepts. Only shell basics will teach you. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow and after tomorrow, our classes are totally online. Okay. Yeah. The same time, 4 to 6. Yeah. LS minus LA for to get the metadata as well as metadata for regular files as well as hidden.